Greetings, YouTube viewer. I am Neuroses, and I'm here to educate you in how to be a slasher villain. A slasher villain is defined as a character in a film who goes around butchering all the other main characters. There are several examples of these, like Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, and so on. It is my duty to instruct you in how to become one of these fine men. First, we've got to talk about your look. Now, will you please welcome my first special guest, Michael Myers. Thank you, Michael. Now, with the Michael Myers suit, now you've got this one-piece all-over boiler suit which has enigmatic qualities to it, and it's got a dark colour that nicely blends in with the shadows. And you've got the Michael Myers mask here, which is made from a William Shatner mask painted white. So it looks fearsome and gruesome, and at the same time he looks a bit like a baby, so... Well done, Michael. Now, for our second guest we have...
Okay, are we ready?
Joe, I told you it was the slasher villain.
I thought you said Starsky and Hutch.
It's not Starsky and Hutch.
But I've got everything.
That's not the point, Joe! You just got...
Am I on yet?
Now we move on to masks. The Jason Voorhees mask. A hockey goalie mask. Now it's got a very sporty feel to it. It's got breathing holes which make you more efficient in chases. There's also the Ghostface mask, or as it was known first as the Father Death mask from Scream. Now this one is a reference to 19th century art with the Scream painting, but at the same time it can be bought at Clinton cards. Cheap bastards! Then there's the Leatherface mask, which is done with stitches. Stitches are cool. Made out of human skin equals badass. One thing about your look that isn't necessarily vital but definitely helps is to have dark attire, lots of black clothing, which helps for blending in with the shadows. Watch. Next we talk about the voice. If you speak at all, it's usually a deep voice, like this. How does it sound over a phone or videotape? We're going to use a case study, the Saw films. Now the voice in the Saw films usually sounds like this. Hello, Michael. I want to play a game. However, there are many alterations to that voice that would be less than satisfactory, such as Dorky. Hello, Michael. I want to play a game. Hi. Hey, Michael. I want to play a game with you, man. Or aroused. Well, hello, Michael. I've got a game we can play. Next we work on the persona. Might you have a catchphrase, such as, I'd like to play a game, or, welcome to my world, bitch. Do you have a sense of humour? Could you use this as a method of torment, such as, in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, Freddy Krueger force-feeds food to a girl in her dream, which makes her fat. And fat people are funny. But don't let that ruin your credibility. Next we talk about your weapon. There are many different choices in the weapons category. There are several kinds of blunt objects like axes, clubs and hatchets. There are knives like carving knives, butcher knives, scalpels. Don't use a Swiss Army knife, that just wastes time. Power tools like chainsaws and nail guns. The claw glove used by Freddy Krueger, which is both ingenuitive and badass. Dildos are in a league of their own. Used on a woman's perverse, on a man gay, on a hermaphrodite funny. And then there's nunchucks! The Saw movies use an over-elaborate yet plausible trap. And the Final Destination movies use the idea of fate and coincidence as a means to kill their victims, which is fucking stupid. There are many ingenious techniques that can be used to find a victim. Scream uses a pre-murder phone call, which is a good method of torment. In Hellraiser they use a puzzle box to randomly select their victims and transport them to the other world. So you could have any kinds of random people there. You could have Clint Eastwood and Oprah Winfrey tied together with chains and hooks and leather restraints. Never mind. Nightmare on Elm Street uses the format of entering dreams as a means to kill their victim, which allows weird shit to happen. But if all else fails, all you really need to do is to starve those bitches! let's talk about movement. With quick movement you can have unexpected arrivals and chase sequences, but you're more likely to stumble. With slow movement you are mysterious and sneaky, but boring. Or at least you can be boring. Then there's your style. How do you move? I'll show you two styles. One is the basic moving straight towards the victim. But then there's the sneaky approach, which will call for a slight change of attire. Now it's time to talk about the victim. Yes. Teenagers. There are many types of teenage victim, such as the camp counselors, tourists, sluts and or virgins, babysitters, classmates, or anyone else who is unlucky enough to be hanging around with these categories. Then there are adult victims, such as parents, police or security guards, and, in the case of the Saw movies, anyone who lacks the survival instinct. What does that even mean? Do you lack the survival instinct? But basically, any cunt will do. CRAJproductions' first C word. Celebrate the times, come on! It's a celebration. Now you know how to be a slasher villain. So like, comment and subscribe or you die! Stabbed myself in the leg.